So, after the videos that I've done recently, you kind of see what I'm going through. Just a bit of like a Twilight Zone sensation. And, the only reason why I even take to talking on TikTok and making these videos, you know, besides that sensation of wanting to find other like minds that are seeing the things that I'm seeing and noticing all of these things happening in our world around us, it's also just a tad to just express myself. It is cathartic for me. Um, at this point, like I just sit down and I think to myself, you know, you've seen the videos with the male fiasco and these kind of little roadblocks that continuously try to, are basically being thrown in my way to create obstacles. And like I said, if you were to ask me, how do I feel? Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, at this point, I'm so done. I am so done with it all. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, now, what did it cost me? Like, almost 60 something euros to go mailing stuff. I just, in the back of my mind, have 60 something euros reserved, and I don't care if I need to repost it like 7 times. I'm going to send it in 7 times. I might make a video each time showing you just in case there's more and more shenanigans, but it's at the point where like I'm just so done with it, but I'm at the same time not going to stop because like I said, supposedly this is the real world, right? So these things would be inexplicable, right? If how many times are these little coincidences going to happen? So no, 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 no. I said to myself at this point, it's not even about the money. It's not even about anything except the principle of the fact, right? And I said to myself, the most important thing for me, and I know you can't wake everybody up, but some people, enough people, are going to probably hopefully watch some of these videos that I make, read some of the stories and the blogs that I write, and wake the F up. And just with those few people and their energy is enough to hopefully go continuing to shift the consciousness in the collective to just, I don't know, collapse this garbage of a world. And all of the little archonic agents that run around doing all these like evil things. Like that at this point is my motivation. That's my motivation. If I can at least get the things that I'm supposed to get in this world, which I do think that eventually, like, it's weird because it's like everybody's like, yes, everyone's going into their breakthrough, everyone's getting their breakthrough. I go with the flow. I believe that yes, things are changing. Maybe it's just, these are the illusions to make you think that you're losing or that just to bring you down just a bit. But at the same time, like, all of the different obstacles have made me realize that at the end of the day, it's not even the motivation of getting the material things. It's the motivation, like I said, from a spiritual perspective, destroying all of the systems of evil and darkness that perpetuate these kind of I guess like issues in the world, these kinds of these the way people are tormented, for lack of knowledge, for lack of awareness, for lack of remembrance. Like at the end of the day, that's really my motivation. If I can't come into, your inheritance, and I think, there's still possibility. I don't, obviously this world is not real, so anything goes. So, you know what I mean? I'm working through it. I'm working through this game, mastering it in my own way, I guess. I mean, the best thing I can say I'm thankful for is that now I see the patterns, and now I hear, and now I can see through certain things that I couldn't before. So that gives me another advantage, right? But yeah, it's that kind of thing that, like, at this point I want it down. I want the whole system down. I want it done with. I'm done with this whole illusion and this whole little reality, if that makes any sense. Not that, I know we're shifting and we're going from 3D to 5D, and I know that that separation is being increased, and I know that these little archons are fighting for their lives, because obviously we were their prey, and they were feeding off of us, and they're putting up a fight, doing all sorts of nonsense. But, like, at this point, I just really, 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 I'm just so tired of the evil in this world. So, as far as I'm concerned, if I don't get the things that I want, like, if I feel like, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I'm just saying, it's not about the material things. And like I said, if I can at least in the moment have the material things, I wish to make sure that everyone in the collective, every brother and sister in Christ, at least is awakening enough to break through this little reality, because that way, they're still done for. All of these archons and all of these folks that sold out for this world, this reality, this construct. So yeah, so when I post these videos, I post them to kind of show, like, especially the ones that have been happening recently, and I kind of give you a little bit of what's going on in my life, you know, just so that you can, like, see some of the things. And I know people might still not believe. At this point, I'm at the point where I don't even care. I don't even care I'm not here to argue between Jesus and Muhammad. I'm not here to, because at this point, like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm way above that. We are in, like, you know, this is good and evil. There's a battle going on. Jesus came to tell us what we're living in. Y'all could choose to believe it or not at this point, because, you know, like I said, not everyone's gonna be making that shift with us. And my cat's going crazy at this time. Hold on. So, like I said, I'm not gonna be arguing and having these debates at this point. I don't care what people do anymore, because I think that through me and through a lot of my experiences, and so many people right now are out there sharing their experiences and speaking about it. This, like, everyone is kind of waking up, you know, and there's a lot of truth being revealed right now. So, like, at this point, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, to give you an example, it's like as if, like, people are arguing about which restaurant to go to. Should they go to 5-star, 4-star, 3-star restaurant? Um, and they're missing the whole point that, like, in the city where all these restaurants are located, like, the food is contaminated or something. It's like they're just not getting it. It's like it's a little bit bigger than some of the things people are out here arguing about. So, and I don't know if that's a good metaphor, but that's how I feel. It's like I'm out here showing you glitches, patterns, and that this is not real. This whole world is BS. And, like, people are, like, arguing about other things, or I don't know. I guess, it is what it is. Everybody will catch on. The ones that are meant to catch on will catch on. The ones that are meant to rise will rise. And those that are not ready to do that right now, it's okay too. Everything's okay. It's just kind of like that. I'm just apathetic right now to everything, in a sense. Just watching and observing and wishing everybody out there the best, and hoping that at the end of the day, you know, whatever's meant to be, God will lead us there.